Hi, this is Manas, and today we'll be continuing with our discussion on projection of solids. Okay, let us quickly begin with the question, and it goes like this: a square prism, base 40 mm side and height 65 mm, has its axis inclined at 45 degrees to the horizontal plane, and has an edge of its base on the HP, that is horizontal plane, and inclined at 30 degrees to the vertical plane. Right? So there is a square prism. It has a square base and a square top. Both of them are congruent to each other. Square base is going to have four sides, right? Each side is equivalent to 40 mm, whereas the height. Okay, I'll explain it to you with this. The height of this prism is equal to 65 millimeters, whereas these four sides, all of them are 40 mm each, at the top also, right? So this can be considered to be not an exact replica of a square prism, but we can actually manage solving the problem with the help of this duster, right? Fine. Let us go ahead and a few more data which are extremely important. The axis of the square prism is actually making an angle of 45 degree with the horizontal plane, right? So we have written theta axis is equal to 45 degrees. Secondly, one more thing which has to reflect in your drawing is one edge of the base on HP. Now, the inclination has to be made in such a way that one edge always remains in absolute contact with the HP, or you can also say one edge of the square prism remains grounded. See? Third point is the edge which is actually grounded also makes an angle of 30 degree with the vertical plane. So phi edge has been given as 30 degree. Okay. Apart from remaining grounded, the edge also makes a certain angle with the vertical plane, which has been denoted by phi edge, which is equal to 30 degrees. So let us get started. Now, if you have seen my previous lectures, then you would know the initial position, how to place a solid initially when the axis is inclined to HP or when the axis is inclined to BP. In this case, what we have been told is that the axis will start from the center of this top till the end of this base. Okay, this is the axis. Axis is actually inclined to the horizontal plane. Either you can incline it this way or this way. Okay, so whenever the axis is inclined to HP, what you are supposed to do is you are supposed to do this. Put that solid resting with its base on the horizontal plane. Okay, then there is a question you have to ask to yourself, and that question is from which view? From which view you can view the true shape of the base? As far as this particular position is concerned, the true shape of the base is evident from the top. This base, I'm talking about this base. The true shape of the base is evident from the top view. Hence, what we'll do is we'll draw the top view first. And as far as the dimensions of the bases are concerned, these are the dimensions 40, 40, 40, 40. It's going to be looking like a square, right? Now, when you look at this object from the front, what you will see is this height. This height has been given as 65 millimeters, so we have drawn this. Okay, this is the rectangle which you're going to see, which is having a base of 40 mm, whereas the height of this rectangle is equal to 65 millimeters. Now, what we'll do right now is we're going to name all the points. If you see clearly, the top has four corners as well as the base has four corners again. So let us name the top four corners as A, B, C, D. Now their front view will be something like this: A dash, comma, B dash, and this will be C dash, comma, D dash. As far as the bottom 4 points are concerned, let us name them by 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, 1, starting from this point, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So these are the bottom 4 points. If you start viewing this from the front, you will see this 2 point first, point 2 dash, behind 2 is 1. So we'll write it as 1 dash. Since it is a front view, dash is mandatory. Okay, when you look at, we are looking at this from the front again, you will see point 3 dash, and behind 3 is 4, hence its front view is going to be 4 dash. So that was all about the initial position. Okay, the axis was inclined like this. So what we did is we slammed it, okay, with its base resting on HP. We thought about the true shape of the base. We came to know that the true shape of the base will be evident from the top, and we drew the top view first, and accordingly we have drawn the front view, right? So this was all about step number 1. Now let us get quickly started with step number 2. Well, as far as step 2 is concerned, you must be knowing that as far as step 2 is concerned, we always incline the axis. Okay, a particular given axis inclination has been given in the problem. Okay, as far as the axis inclination is concerned, it has been given as 45 degrees, right? So what we'll do right now, we're going to incline the axis by 45 degrees. And there is one more concept or one more logic. When if the axis is inclined at theta, then the base is automatically inclined at 90 minus theta, right? The concept is like this. If you see this object, this is step number 1. Now, when we'll do this, the axis will be inclined at an angle of 45 degree, but at the same time, this base over here is also going to make an angle of 90 minus 45, which in fact is 45 degrees. So let us do that quickly. We're going to transform this. Make this again, but at a certain angle which is equivalent to 45 degrees. Okay, let us do this quickly. This point over here, 1 dash comma 2 dash. 1 dash comma 2 dash. Acha, one more thing which I forgot to mention you guys is that there is a particular edge on the base. In the base, there is a particular edge, say this edge, which will make a certain angle, that is 30-degree angle with the vertical plane. Okay, so any edge or any side which finally makes a certain angle either with HP or VP has to be kept perpendicular to XY. This is something which you guys need to remember always. Whenever you are dealing with problems associated with either planes, projection of planes or projection of solids, right? Keep that edge or side perpendicular to XY, which is going to make a certain angle either with HP or VP in step number 3, right? Please remember. Fine, let's move ahead. So we're gonna incline this base over here. This is the base over here at an angle of 45 degree. Why? Because the axis has to be inclined at an angle of 45. Hence, base will make 90 minus 45, which in fact is equal to 45 degrees. Okay, let us do this quickly. Let me have a protractor and let us do this. 40, 45 approximately. This will do the job. Well, that's it. This is now inclined at an angle of 45 degrees. What we need to do next is, this is 1 dash 2 dash, 1 dash 2 dash. This point over here lies at a certain distance. This is approximately, not approximately, rather exactly equal to 40 mm. We're going to cut an arc. And now we have the position of 3 dash, comma 4 dash, right? Okay. At the same time, if you see this, these two lines are exactly at an angle of 90 degrees. So what you guys can do is put your drafter over here, tighten the screws up, then make two lines. Okay, these two lines again will be perpendicular to this line. That's what has been done here, right? So I don't have the luxury of a drafter, and hence I have to do this myself. Let me rub this slightly. We need to do this. Now, here we have a point in the name of 1 dash, comma 2 dash, this point, right? And the points above at the top are A, B, and C. So let us first locate A, B. That's A, B, and that's C, D for you. Let us join them. Okay, fine. Now here we have A dash, comma B dash. At the same time we have C dash, comma D dash. One more thing which can be done, you can make this axis also. It is located exactly the center. So let us make the axis. Well, that's it. That's the axis, and now we're going to look at this object. from the top. Right now, the object is in this position. This was step number 1, and this is step number 2. So as far as the top view is concerned, this particular face, or you can say this particular square, not exactly a square, this face will be evident, and this face will be evident, right? Let's draw these lines first. That's it. That's it. Now let us draw the vertical lines first, and then we will draw the horizontal lines from step number 1. This is for the axis actually, this one, right? So that's it. And let us draw the horizontal lines. Almost done. We're almost done, right? Now let us make those edges by solid lines which are absolutely evident from the top, which you can see directly. Okay. One thing is absolutely clear, that there will be a face above, that is ABCD face. This particular face will be seen, and this particular rectangular face will be seen. Okay. This point over here corresponds to A. This over here corresponds to C. This one is D. This one is C. And as far as the bottom portion is concerned, the four corners are 1, 2, 3, 4. Let us name them quickly. This one is for 1. This is for 2. This one is for 3, and that's 4. Okay. So we are basically concerned about the topmost portion which can be seen, and that is A, B, C, D. So let us darken it. Fine. Now this edge from D to 4 and the edge from C to 3, these edges will also be seen from D to 4 and edges from C to 3. Okay. And also this particular edge over here, 3 to 4, this will also be seen. So it has to be made up. Right? Now one thing which is left is axis. So now let us locate the axis also. You can do this. Okay. It's gonna end here. So let us make it. This is the front view of the axis, and this will be the top view of the axis, starting from this point. That's it. This is the axis. Okay. I'm actually rubbing these lines, in order to make the picture look more clearer, right? That's it. Now, there is something missing. All the edges have been shown by solid lines which are evident from the top, but there is one such edge which cannot be seen from the top, okay, because it is hiding somewhere below this, and the name of that edge is 1, 2, okay. So it has to be given respect, and to give it respect, that it means we're going to draw it by broken lines. So 1 and 2 has been joined by broken lines because it cannot be seen from the top. Finally, these 2 points has been satisfied. There is an edge of the base on HP, so this is the edge which is on HP. At the same time, the axis is making an angle of 45 degrees. If you extend this, you will observe that the angle over here is 45 degrees, right? Automatically, if you have inclined the base at an angle of 45 degree, the axis also is inclined at an angle of 45 degree, because 90 minus 45 is equivalent to 45 degrees. That's the math behind this, right? Now, what we need to do is this particular edge right now. If you see this clearly, I'm gonna illustrate this in a better way. This particular edge I'm talking about. Okay, this particular point is 2, and this particular point behind is 1. This will be inclined at an angle of 30 degrees. Okay, right now this is absolutely perpendicular to VP. What we're supposed to do? We're supposed to do this. Okay, from the top it will be seen that this particular edge is actually making an angle of 30 degrees with the vertical plane. Now, what we need to do now is, first we'll draw a line. at an angle of 90 degrees. That's it. What we're going to do is we're going to put this point 1 2, this is the edge actually, and on this line, so that this particular edge makes an angle of 30 degree with the vertical plane. Okay, the movement is like this. This is the step number 2. Okay, it moves like something like this. Okay, so finally when we will be drawing the step number 3 or the front view of step number 3, you will be seeing this particular portion and this particular portion. Okay, and some part of this particular portion also. Fine. Now what we need to do is we need to recreate this figure successfully. Let us see how that can be accomplished. There is a lot of space which is required actually, and we don't have enough space in this board, so we need to work out an option. Okay, let me see if this can be done. This over here and this over here. Well, this can be accomplished in fact. Right, let us try. This is point number 1, and that is, let us now locate point number 2. This is point 2. Well, that's point 2. And now what I will be doing is this. I'll ensure that this is, it's a broken line. Fine. Now okay. That's it. Now let us locate point A and B from 1. Okay? Tighten this up from 1 and distance of A from 1. Same distance will be for B from 2, right? And as far as point D is concerned, the distance of point D from 1 will be same as point C from 2. That's it. This over here 1 DA 1. This is going to be D. This is A. BC2. This is going to be B. This is C, and this is 2. And certain points are left over here. This is from 1 to 4. That's it. We're almost done. This over here, this point 4. And this is point 3. Let us give the finishing touches. That's it. An exact replica of the top view from step number 2 has been created here. The only difference being that this particular edge, which was grounded, was actually at an angle of 90 degree with the vertical plane in step number 2. What has been done? This particular edge, that is this 1 2 edge, now is actually making an angle of 30 degrees with the vertical plane, and this can be seen from the top. Okay, any angle which anything makes with the vertical plane can be viewed from the top. The only thing left now is to make the final front view. Let us accomplish a task. We will make sure, as far as this particular process is concerned, you are making full use of your drafters, right? Okay, you're gonna take it takes really less time. What I am doing right now is taking or is consuming more time. Okay, but you guys must take the luxury of a drafter in order to become a good draftsman. Fine, that's about it. I guess there is one more point to go. Yes, point number A. That's it. Okay, let us now uh, begin by drawing the horizontal lines from the front view. From the front view, okay. Almost done. That's it. No need to draw a line from one dash comma two dash because there is also an XY line, so it's going to overlap. Now let us see what more can be done to this. A A A dash, right? D. This is point D dash. This one over here is B. So B will intersect B. That's B dash for you. And one more point that's left is C. C is over here. C dash. So A, B, C, D. Right. Now, let us take a look at this again. This was the initial position. Right. So, top view of the base, the true shape. The true shape of this base was evident from the top. So, hence the top view was drawn and accordingly we drew the front view. Then, in step number 2, there was an axis inclination or the base inclination, you can say. Right. We recreated this particular figure here at an angle of 45 degrees and accordingly we drew this top view. Okay. Then it was said that this particular edge lies actually at an angle of 30 degrees. So we did this. Right? We did this line, right? So we recreated this top view and then accordingly now we have all the points. One thing which is very interesting to see, step 1, step 2 and this is step 3. This portion is evident from the front. If you look at this carefully, this portion is evident from the front and this portion is also evident. Okay? So anything that is evident, anything which can be observed must be drawn using solid lines. And in this case, whenever you draw this figure in your drawing sheet, make sure that you are using an edge pencil to accomplish this. Right? All the 4 edges, step 1, step 2, step 3, all the 4 edges at the top, that is A, B, C, D, are or can be seen from the front. Secondly, 1, 2, 3, 4. This line is meant for 1 and 2. Okay, 1 dash, and this is for 2 dash. Now, this line is meant for 3 and 4. So where is 3? That's 3, and that's 4. Here we have it, 4 dash. Now, step 1, step 2, step 3, this portion was visible, this portion is visible, so we're gonna make it, or we're gonna ensure that the edges are shown by dark solid lines. So A joins with 1, B joins hands with 2, and C with 3, that's it. We're almost done. Something which remains is edge from 4 to 3. You'll see that this edge can't be seen from the front. Hence, it has to be given some respect in the form of broken lines. Right. Similarly, make this connection as well as this connection. So that's it. This is how the object will look like. Right. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Final position of the object. Right. Well, students, that was all from my side. Let us meet again next time with a new problem and let us learn or keep on learning more things about engineering graphics. Thank you for now and keep watching the videos. Thank you. Good night.